when I saw these three characters, they're all aspects of the personality in excess. So Brody is an excess of like safety, shore dwelling, careful, the domestic man that doesn't want to make waves kind of thing, that goes with the flow. And it's that actually causes problems in the beginning of the movie for him, because instead of saying, no, this is wrong, we need to close the beaches down and I'm not going to let you do this, he gets pushed along by the bureaucracy, which is essentially stands a stand-in for society that won the mayor. And what happens? Not only does another child die because he didn't stand up to society, to society's corruption, he almost loses his own child. And that's a really great scene, because it shows that not only will you maybe sacrifice the societies, the protection and the safety of society as a whole, but you can also be at risk of your own personal loss by being unable to stand up to corruption.
And it's funny because he makes the shore dwelling safe decision. He actually asks his children to go into the safe pond or whatever, which I don't totally understand. It's an estuary, but I don't understand why that would be safer. I mean, the shark,
they called it the pond or something, so I guess it was like more closed. The idea was that the shark wouldn't go into more shallow water there, but I mean, it was already on the edge of the beach anyway. So,
but I guess the point is, if we're trying to make this this kind of psychological study of this character, he does make the safe choice. He asks his children to go into the safer side, and that won't protect them either.
That's right.
Because Jaws just goes right around there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the idea, is that you can't kind of, and that's a very corrupt thing to do, actually, what he's doing, which is, I know that this is dangerous for everyone else, but I'm going to tell my kids, stay out of the area there, because these other kids, they're going to get fucked up, but not you. I'll protect you with my knowledge, but I won't put myself on the line to protect everyone else. And so that other child he almost loses his child, but the other child does die. And
which briefly, and we're not going to go into, viewers are about to get bombarded by Vietnam soon. Bombarded. Operation Linebacker by Vietnam soon, because I've been doing a lot of work on Vietnam history, and we're going to do a lot of Vietnam movies. But it just occurred to me, though, it's this concept of in Vietnam, and honestly in most wars, the people that have connections, the people that are rich, can get their children out of the war. And this came out in 1975. That was the collapse of South Vietnam. The American army was already largely out by 73, but this came out. This would have debuted roughly right around the time South Vietnam collapsed finally and was taken over by North Vietnam. So this idea of like saving your own kids because you have inside information or knowledge of the real what's actually going on.
Yeah.
I was watching all this with that idea of mine of having just read all this Vietnam War history, and so but that comparison just occurred to me that he tries to save his own kids, which a lot of people did that had connections. They tried to get them out of the draft, get them away from the war.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that is, that's in a way a failure of upholding society and your own civilization. Is I'm gonna get mine and then I'm gonna get out type of thing. But
to be fair, it's a very human thing to do though, and most people would it's hard to blame. It's a problem, but it's also hard to blame someone because the alternative is he could tell his kids, go out into the ocean and take your chances like everyone else by getting eaten by a shark. The solution would have been, no, there's a deadly shark in the ocean. Everyone should not be in the ocean. So you're right. He doesn't stand up to the power structure in the form of the mayor. And then because he doesn't make that first virtuous choice, he's actually then presented with two losing options. Was you throw your kid in the ocean with the rest of the shark bait, or do something underhanded and hide your kid and make him safe, while what's his name? Kyle Kittner or whatever.
No, Alex Kittner.
Alex Kittner. But Kittner's already been eaten at this point, right?
No. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, he gets
wait.
eaten. He gets eaten. He gets eaten in that scene.
But not during this scene, no, right? Because Jaws the shark eats
You're right. The kid was already
So
eaten
the kid's
before
already
this.
dead. I mean, yeah. And so what are all these
right.
people?
What
I
are
mean,
they
to some degree,
doing?
what are they? Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the thing.
like the first hippie gets eaten, you can make okay, yeah, she was drunk and
Yeah,
doing hippie
yeah.
things in the ocean, and
But
it was
the
a boat.
kid.
But I mean, everybody just watched the kid eaten in the ocean with a wave of blood, and like, oh, but they killed the other shark. Though. They killed the other shark and kind of pretended like it was over and fooled everybody.
So that's also a little bit of the idea of the corruption of a government, a bureaucracy. But yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's so unreasonable for him to want to protect his own child with his inside knowledge. What I really am saying is that that's not going to protect him for long. You know, that's the thing, is that you're still not actually addressing the major problem there. You're only trying to cover your ass, essentially. And so doing that still puts you at risk of the major monster, the major threat. You get what you deserve. That's the thing. It's, you know, and the kid's not the one that deserves it. Neither of the kids that got eaten are, you know, it's not that they deserve to eat it, but to get eaten. But the thing is that your decisions, you know, I think some people really, especially now, people really don't have any connection to the idea that your decisions are not just occurring in whatever tiny sphere you make them in. Like if you cheat in your job, you think, okay, well, it'll only stay at my job. No, it's not, because that's indicative of how you're going to live your life. You know, it's this very, I think there's even like a biblical passage that says something about evil only needs a cracked window or something like that. I don't know where I'm getting that from. I might have written it myself, to be honest, because I know I wrote something like that once. But the idea is that, oh, well, you need to do something really wrong for your life to become overrun by chaos. And it's not true at all. You just need to do a few things wrong for enough times. And it's like a weird, it's like a disease in a way. So you maybe you injure this finger, but it's not the same in that what's going to happen is you're going to get a bruise over here. And then you're going to have an issue with your foot. And it's the manifestations of bad choices. They don't directly correlate with the choice itself. They end up showing up in different parts of your life. And you're someone that actually taught me about that more. Because I would always ask you, should I lie about this? When I was younger, and you would say, don't lie about it. Don't lie about it. Just don't. And that was kind of the first way I started to realize that you're supposed to act from an entire system of values, not just on a case-by-case basis. It's not that I choose to lie here and that I choose to cheat only here and that I choose to be a coward here. You have to do it always. Because if not, are you really brave? If you're a coward over here, but, I'm brave in this scenario, are you really that brave? Or was it easier to do it here? You know, it's a common idea that the test really counts when it's actually hard. It's not, if someone gives you a test and they're like, hey, what's 2 + 2? And you do well, great, that was easy. Does that show your knowledge? No. What shows your knowledge or your integrity is when the test is hard. That's when you know that you live up to your own standards. So that's my take. But
you also get caught. That's the thing. I mean, it's that question of, okay, well, should I lie when it's convenient and when it's not? And there are probably times where you should, you know, where you can make a great case for lying. You know, here's the thing, though. When you do that, then Jaws just comes into the estuary in the back way.